one of the TikTok alpha males, we've actually talked about him before. His name is Sebastian G. He is a entrepreneur, and he made a video that went viral on TikTok saying every guy in their 20s should own a Lambo. And if they don't, they need to take a hard look in the mirror here. So he's calling in, essentially. I'm building up to that. Hey, Sebastian.
How's it going?
Thanks
How's
for
it going?
calling.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you got to get that LaCroix queued up, huh? Get it in the chamber, as they say. First of all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for calling in. You know, I really appreciate it. You know. So we're we're here.
Before we start, could I just sent you guys a request to record it if you guys could accept that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just clicked allow.
It doesn't seem so, but that's okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay.
Oh wow, they really let the people know. Okay, well, so
where are you at, Ethan? Are you in the Amazon rainforest?
Oh, you see the green screen? No, I'm in Los Angeles. It looks like a shithole in actuality, but here it's beautiful. Okay, so Sebastian, I kind of was refreshing everybody. You went viral for your Lamborghini clip and a few other things. But recently what caught my attention was this clip of you talking about me. And I thought, let's just go through it. Let's just go through it and talk it out, right? Because that's the best way to deal with these things, right? So let's hash it out. So here's Sebastian on Ethan Klein on his TikTok page. Let's see.
Some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst.
Okay, so I am really stupid. Let's start there, I guess.
Did I say that? Did I say Ethan Klein is really stupid?
Oh, here, I'll go back.
Some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst.
No, he said Ethan Klein is the worst person or something.
We'll get to that next.
I said some people are really stupid. And then when I said that, I was just like, okay, I got to talk about Ethan Klein.
Now, what made you think about me when you said some people are really stupid? Because that's how usually in language you're presupposing, you say some people are really stupid, like Ethan Klein, who I'm now going to talk about.
Yeah, so I was talking about someone else. His name is Bryce Hall. And we were just talking about some people basically jumping to conclusions, taking things that I've said out of context and then jumping to a conclusion with absolutely no evidence.
Do you think
and then believing those things? Well, hold on. And then believing those things without any actual evidence. And I was like, okay, people like that don't dig deep or fully know what they're talking about are in that moment really stupid. Maybe not stupid as people, but just being stupid in the moment.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I meant by
so
that.
We'll put a pin in that. That's interesting. So would you say that this is taken out of context, or how would you describe this? You say some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein.
What do you mean taken out of
Well,
context?
it's edited. Like, you can't deny that it's edited to say I'm really stupid.
Well, I didn't tell the editors to do it that way. They edit however they edit. I didn't even approve that clip before it went out. So.
Okay, it's on your TikTok. This is your official TikTok page, right? Official. It says official.
No, actually, it's not. So I don't even have the login to that account. I have a team of people that post content for me to try to get more awareness for like me.
Okay.
And
your team is posting on this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's your people. All right. So the stupid thing, we're not standing by that, which is, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm stupid. I don't think I'm the sharpest guy in the world, but I wouldn't say I'm stupid.
No, you're not Ethan, you're not a stupid person. I mean, everybody does stupid things. Everybody has stupid moments. People make mistakes.
Yep.
I wouldn't say you're stupid, but yeah, what you did when you criticized me, you and your wife were saying some things that were just you guys were just jumping to a bunch of conclusions with no evidence at all. And a lot of them are wrong. You guys have this perception of me based on like several pieces of information, tiny pieces of information as to who I am. I
do want to get into that stuff.
I'm here to show you that.
Yeah, good. Great. I want to get into all that. So once we get through this, then we can go talk about whatever we've said. Here it
Some
is.
people are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst person on the planet.
We all know.
Okay, so you say Ethan Klein's the worst person on the planet.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you think I'm the worst person on the planet?
I'm quoting you. I'm quoting you, actually.
I said you're the
You
worst.
said that.
I said you're the worst.
No, you've said.
No, you said.
You
it.
said that I'm the worst. No, you.
No, you said. I don't know. I'm just watching your video, bro.
All right, listen. I'll send I'll email or I'll DM you a link of the video where you say I'm the worst person on the planet. You say it. I'm quoting you.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Do you remember?
I don't remember it, to be frank. But we can look it up. We can look it up.
And to be completely honest, and I'm sure you're aware of this, you don't have like exactly the best reputation in the YouTube space. Like,
great.
Your content a lot of the time is pretty hateful and pretty negative.
Right.
And I know you guys have beef with a lot of people. You don't like a lot of people, and I know you don't have the best reputation.
So when you say I don't have the best reputation, do you just mean that I cause a lot of beef? Is that what you mean? That by reputation?
Well, no, because your content, just since the beginning, your content has always been about like criticizing, making fun of, talking shit, disagreeing with people that have different beliefs than you, making fun of them, calling them names, etc. So you have a very negative audience, like a very negative type of content that you put out there. And I know you've had some beef with some people. I was doing some research on you, and you had beef with Keemstar, and obviously you don't like Andrew Tate. And I don't know. There's probably more people that I'm.
Do you like those two guys?
I don't know anything about Keemstar. I've met Andrew before in London. When I met him, he was very nice to me.
Yeah,
and
he was
that's
very
what I know
nice
about Andrew.
Okay, so do you think it's possible that when I'm criticizing people, it's from a place of like I think maybe the people that I'm criticizing are doing harm on other people?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can. That's fine. Like if you think somebody is hurting someone else and you want to call that out, you can. But your style, and you can't even argue.
Jimmy's passing me a note. One second. Jimmy passed me a note. He thinks you're too young to understand.
He's a kid.
I would completely disagree.
He says you're a kid.
Has anything to do with it?
Yeah.
No. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I don't have a lot of wisdom, Jimmy. I don't know how old you are, but I've been through a lot in my life. I've had a lot of experiences that people
How
don't
old
have.
are you? How old are you?
It doesn't matter. That's my entire point, is that it does not matter. And I'll tell you, I'm 24 years old, but I've done a lot of things and I've been in a lot of positions that most people haven't, and that gives me experience and wisdom.
I don't want to fuck.
But okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I just want to let's go through this video. So you said
is the worst person on the planet.
It's just weird if it's like a joke and you're trying to reference stuff. It's edited like you're just saying these things. You say he's dumb and he's the worst person in the world. So you're not backing that up. You're saying we don't.
No, Ethan, first of all, I'm quoting you.
Okay.
Second of all,
so do you believe I'm the worst person in the world?
Hold on.
In this video, you say Ethan's the worst person in the world. There's no context about you making a joke.
Can I answer?
I just want to stay on the point. Yeah, of course, please.
Okay. In that video, I'm obviously being sarcastic. Okay, you're not the worst person on the planet. All right, you understand that? You're smart, right? I'm obviously being sarcastic. Just how I was being sarcastic when I said everyone in their 20s should have a Lambo. There's sarcasm. And it's actually a specific style of sarcasm called deadpanning.
Okay,
where it's designed to look like I'm almost being realistic.
You're doing deadpan humor.
That's not deadpan.
Sure, yeah. So obviously you're not the worst person on the planet. Are you the best person? No. Are you a person that's good? Are you a net positive? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, based on the content that you put out there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I like that. That's a good starting point. We'll come back to that. I'll keep going.
We all know this.
He's the worst person on the planet.
He wishes he was us. He does.
So this is awesome. Like, obviously it's not you saying it, but you didn't challenge him. Do you think that I wish I was you or your buddy here? You can be honest.
No, I don't think so. I think that you probably are okay with who you are.
Because you're okay. So your buddy says, "I wish I was him." Do you think he really means that? Because you do a podcast with him.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, he's actually my business partner. But yeah, I talked to him.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you wish you were us?
Absolutely, man. You guys got it all. I mean, everything that I don't have, right? Like everything I don't have.
So you do?
Yeah. I was like, for example, what is it that you guys have that you think I would wish to have?
Well, I don't believe this, but if you want to talk about this, we can talk about it. Is that what you want to do?
I'm curious, yeah, since you seem to be open to entertaining the idea. So I'm curious, what are the enviable traits of your life?
Do you want to talk about this, or can we get through the video? I mean, I could tell you this, but I feel like we're just we're ranting, like we're just going off.
Okay, let's watch the video. Yeah, let's do that.
I would love to speak to him. I'd love to talk to him and go on his podcast. I would try to change his life, but I think I'd have a hard time. That'd be the final boss. The toughest battle. Some people are really
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm actually really excited to talk to you. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm all smiley.
Go ahead, man. This is your opportunity to change my life. And I'm in desperate need of it, too.
Man. That's the goal, man. So can I ask you this then? So now that we're done with the video, why you've defended obesity and you've bragged about being out of shape and being overweight. Why do you do that? Why don't you think that it's appropriate to take care of yourself?
Okay,
and
perfect.
Have a healthy body?
Thank you for asking that, because I think it's interesting you started this conversation by accusing me and my wife of taking things out of context and how bad and how stupid that makes you look. It's funny that you say that, because it's pretty obvious if you go back to anything I said about it, is that I 100% respect people that exercise. I obviously am a rational person. I understand that exercise is important. It's healthy. And I don't think that obesity is anything to be brag about. In fact, I'm always trying to lose weight. People know it's a big part of my personality is that I recently gained weight from taking antidepressants, and I'm trying to work it off and stuff. So, and also, I will say, as a comedian, I felt that, to me, it was pretty obviously a joke. Once again, I don't know if I would call it deadpan. I'll have to look up the exact genre of comedy. Maybe you guys could think about that, maybe to help you consume it. But the joke I was making is that if I spend X amount of time on the treadmill, right, will it make me live X amount of time more? And in the segment, we crunched the numbers, and we figured out that working out does pay off. And in fact, there's people laughing in the clip behind that. So you started off by saying that people don't get the proper context. So now now that you've heard the full context, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, thank you for explaining it to me. That's a much better response. That's a much better stance on it. That
was always my
agree
stance.
With you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you for explaining it to me. Yeah, it's good. I would say you should try very hard to exercise and have a great body. It makes you feel good. If you feel good, you're going to think good. You're going to perform better. You're going to be happier about yourself. You're going to be proud of yourself. It's good for your mental health. It increases your lifespan.
I know that. No, I agree.
So
yeah,
that's great. I mean, that's great. Are you still on antidepressants?
Yes, I am.
So you're currently, would you describe yourself as a depressed person? Are you currently depressed?
No, I'm not currently depressed.
Can I eat?
So why are you taking?
Well,
antidepressants.
Yeah, because I was depressed. I was having a hard time a few years ago, and I decided to try Lexapro, and it's really helped me a lot. It's actually I recommend people that are feeling depressed that they should actually I think people should try it. In fact, I recommend it.
So I would disagree. I would say that there's a lot of things you could try before taking medication, synthetic medication, to cure this, because depression can come from a lot of things. And if you sit down and think about it, it's probably going to be different for every single person. But I was depressed at one point. My mom was depressed. We were depressed for different reasons. My mom took antidepressants. I didn't. I was depressed because I didn't like the way that I looked when I was a kid. And instead of taking medication, I just tried really hard to get really healthy.
So when you say that you have the wisdom,
well, hold on.
Hold on. This is important. You acknowledge that you've been depressed, but you also talk about you have the wisdom of a 24-year-old. Do you think that there's other reasons that people could be depressed other than kind of adolescence anxiety about the way that they look, which is pretty common. Let's be real. I think everybody's insecure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's several reasons why people could be depressed, and I'm not going to try to name them off to you, but I think that there's plenty of reasons people could be depressed. But either way, depression will come from you're not in a situation that you like. You're not where you like to be, whether that's done to you outside of you or whether you've done it to yourself. It's just you're not happy with your situation or where you're at in life. And a lot of the times you can personally make a change, or you can react differently to make that situation better. And doing that, like actually reacting, like for me to go to the gym and come up with a diet plan and learn and work on getting a six pack is a lot harder than popping a pill every morning.
Popping pills is the easy way out.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you know what's interesting?
So it's like everyone's going to always opt for, well, not everyone, but most of the time you're going to opt for the easiest route. But I don't believe that the easiest route is the good route. I think the harder route is the good route.
I actually think your opinion is super toxic, and it's actually super basic. And you talk about wisdom.
Toxic.
I think and I'll explain to you why. Well, you're making a lot of assumptions about me again. I've been to a lot of therapy, and I've tried lots of things to improve my situation. The pills was the last ditch effort to do something to help my situation. In fact, if you'll know, I had the pills next to my bed for months because I was so apprehensive to take it because of all the opinions of people like you because I felt that too, like that people say it's the easy way out. People who kind of are in the Sigma grind set like you. Is actually the hardest decision I had to make in my mental health recovery was the decision to take the pill, right? And I think for a lot of people, that's the reality of taking antidepressants. It's not the easy way out. It's actually the hardest decision to make.
My mom went through it, and what you said's right. What you just said's right. She went through this for years.
Right.
She was bipolar. So you said the truth. You spoke from your heart.
Thank you, Jimmy. I did speak from my heart.
You're making me almost cry.
How
I never heard you
my
talk
opinion
like that.
toxic?
That's crazy.
Well, it's toxic because I've heard this opinion a lot of your peers and people who share that opinion with you. And I think it's toxic because it's discouraging men specifically from seeking out valid and very helpful treatments for their problems. You think that going to the gym is going to resolve all your issues. And I think that's actually...
No,
you talk
I didn't
about,
say that.
No,
I didn't say that.
You say...
I said, look, if you don't like the way you look, get in the gym. Don't take an antidepressant pill. That is not a toxic
I could have told you that.
And that is the correct thing. That is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, but that's not that interesting of a statement, is it? Because that's pretty.
It doesn't
obvious.
have to be interesting. Yeah, oftentimes the correct thing is boring, and it's yeah, sure, it could be basic and boring.
I also don't think that's
correct.
clinical depression. You have 24 years of wisdom, so I don't want to patronize you, but if you're able to go to the gym and go through the depression and get kind of shake off the depression, I don't think that is clinical depression.
That's not depression.
Yeah, that's
appearance.
Yeah, I mean, who are you to say why I felt depressed? I had a very depressive feeling.
Right. Well, there is a clinical
part about myself.
Yeah, there is a clinical.
So I mean, you. It's an opinion.
Right.
It's
no,
not,
it's not.
You guys can't. You're not. You have no authority to say what's okay to cause my depression or what isn't. I mean, I don't know why you're depressed, but I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that's not a fair reason to be depressed. Why are you depressed? Why were you depressed?
No. I'm not saying it's not a fair reason. I'm saying that there is a clinical definition of what clinical depression is, right? And chances are, if you're young and you go to the gym and shake it off, you probably don't have clinical depression. And can I ask you, were you ever diagnosed with depression?
Yeah, I think I went to when I went and got therapy for a period of time, and I went to a psychiatrist as well, and they said I just have some similar symptoms, like I'm over there, but
you're over there.
I didn't take any medication,
right.
any medication for it. I worked my way out of it, and this is also so you understand.
Can I say something? You say you worked your way out of it. It implies that people who have clinical depression are not doing everything that they can to get rid of it before they take the medicine. There's this implicit thing that you and your peers say is that people who have depression are weak, and that if they taking the medicine, that's a sign of weakness. Right?
No, not at all.
Medicine is a cop out. It's the easy way out.
No, not at all. I'm not saying people that have depression are weak. I would argue that most people feel depressed at some point in their life. That's what I would feel.
Well,
Most people I know.
that's not an
most of my
argument.
friends-
That's a known fact. People go through depressive
Okay.
periods. It's absolutely
right.
normal.
So everyone has been there, and it's not weak for you to be depressed. Everyone has been depressed.
No, that's not
maybe
what I'm
in
saying.
that moment. Maybe in that moment you're being a little bit weak in that moment. Maybe
Taking the
not. I don't
medicine
know.
is the weakness that you're implying.
I'm saying that there's a lot that should be done before you take medicine, and I'm also saying that even though you're not, I'm saying that is going to be hard. Like whatever that you have to do before you take medicine, whether it be go to the gym or work and mend a relationship, it's going to be extremely difficult, and people are going to give up far too soon before it fixes itself and they can pull themselves out of that feeling, out of that state. Okay, so taking a pill, yes, you said you could think about taking it for months and it can be on your mind. But for you to go into the gym or for you to fix something in your life, that could take way longer than months, and it could be way harder than thinking about taking a pill.
Do you think?
And people oftentimes give up.
It seems almost like, and I Bradley Martin's a friend of mine, and I don't mean to.
By the way, my kids are in the gym all the time, so
it's good.
Kids his age, they're all kudos to him. My sons want to be built. They lift weights. They want to look good for the girls. That makes them feel good.
The gym is
it's a good thing. When
but I'm
my
saying
kids do it.
There's this weird emphasis that like the gym can fix all your problems, and I find that odd.
No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this will fix one of the problems. And absolutely, all men should go to the gym. Men should be proud of what they look like. Men should be strong. That's their job. You have to protect your girlfriend, your wife. You have to protect your kids. So it's your job as a man to be physically strong, to protect those people that rely on you.
Okay.
For sure.
So your job as a man is to be strong, to protect them from physical violence if you need to.
One of the many jobs.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the many jobs you have. One of the many responsibilities of being a man.
Right. And in the modern world, I understand that because, as we all know, there's constantly bandits and vigilantes and barbarians coming at us with spiked maces and shit.
Ethan, if somebody were to break into your house and you are not protected from it, and let's say you fight up against this dude, and this dude has he's stronger than you and he has more training of combat experience than you. He's going to kill you. He's going to win.
Yeah,
he's going to do whatever he wants to do to your wife and your kids and break your house. And that's just it's a hypothetical situation.
I have a gun because only a fool would try to engage them in combat. And
you really have a gun, Heath?
Yeah, I have a shotgun for home defense. It'd be foolish.
What if you can't load your gun in time? What if you can't get to your gun in time? What if he has a gun?
Well, I would assume he would have a gun.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah, if someone broke into my house, I would assume they had a weapon.
Right, you're just not as prepared to deal with any situation possible, and that's just something that I don't feel good about. Like I would rather be more prepared and better safe than sorry. So for sure, and that competence also would make me feel more confident. I wouldn't like have more anxiety. I wouldn't have more worry in my bed at night if somebody were to break in, or if I heard a sound outside.
Let me ask you
I would feel better about myself.
Can a six-pack stop bullets?
I mean, if you work it out hard enough, maybe. I don't know.
Right. Six-pack stop bullets. Right. Because it just seems like, I mean, being strong looks cool, and some women like it.
Yeah, well, I don't just work out either, Ethan. I also do, like, I train Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I do combat sports.
Hell yeah,
I go to the gym. I do cardio. I do all sorts of stuff. I do a lot of. I go rock climbing. I play tennis.
Yeah, that sounds super fun and cool.
I can be.
That sounds super fun and cool.
It is. It's better than making fun of people on the internet all day.
Ooh, that was below the belt. That was below the belt. That last comment, below the belt.
No, it's okay. We're here to talk everything out. Well, you're talking about my professional
Ethan, you should come with me. You should come with me, Ethan. We can go together.
He can show you,
it's really
Ethan,
fun.
The world. You need to learn.
We could fight. We could fight.
Years.
It would inspire you. You'd be like, this is fun. Let's do it more.
So let me ask you this. Some dudes, some men are smaller in stature. Are they just doomed to be a pathetic partner because they can't protect their family? What's your thoughts on small-statured, small muscled people who have, you know what I mean?
The little guy.
Little guy.
No. Yeah. My business partner is average or a little bit below average height, and I have some friends
what a loser.
as well. And they should do hold on. And they should do just that. They should also prepare and train themselves. When I was in jiu-jitsu, there was plenty of people that were smaller than me when I started out that had more experience than me that would kill me.
I want to ask you a very specific question though. protecting the family is part of a man's job. So if you take a really short guy, like 5 foot, he's going to be better at that job, or you're going to be way better at that job than him, just on paper, right? You are better. When it comes to protecting the family, you got that on the little guy. You can speak the truth.
I understand what your point is.
No, the point is that you as a man have a job to protect the family. Some people are better at protecting the family because they're stronger and bigger, and some people are worse at protecting the family because they're littler or fatter or less muscular. So if a woman had to, hold on, let me answer. I want to get the logic out of you. If
I want to answer.
Okay, go ahead. So are you better at protecting your family than a 5 foot dude?
No, I think, I just said, it depends on your level of competence. It depends on how well trained you are.
So you think a 5 foot dude's going to Muay Thai a fucking
Hold on. Look, if you interrupt me all the time, you're never gonna understand what I'm trying to say. You're asking me a question, I'm trying to explain it to you.
I gotta sift for, no, you're right. They're gonna sift for gold, dude. Go ahead, Ala.
It depends on your level of training. If there is a 5 foot guy that came into my house and he is the most badass military dude that's been training for years, he will probably win, right? I don't have as much training.
You think there's a 5 foot guy who's a fucking Navy SEAL?
Probably. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it depends on your level of competence. And like I just said, when I was doing jiu-jitsu, there are people that were smaller than me that would win against me on a ground fight because they're way more trained in jiu-jitsu. And same goes for Muay Thai. There could be a guy that's a little bit shorter than me or has like a smaller reach than me, and he could beat me in Muay Thai if he's been training his entire life because he has a better strategy than I do. Now, if you were to take somebody that's smaller and me, and we have the same exact level of training, then odds are I would probably win because I'm just bigger and I have more strength. Yes, right. Obviously. That's not a surprise. But I'm not saying that if you're little, you have no chance at all. If you're little, you just have, I would say you have extra work to do. You have more work to do.
Yeah.
Why? How tall are you, Ethan? I mean, you're pretty tall, aren't you?
I'm like 5'11", but it doesn't matter really because I have a gun.
You have a gun. Yeah, you have a gun, so you're fine.
Yeah, right, exactly. But exercising's cool. This tweet we talked about on the show, you said, you should be able to see it on your computer. Men literally want one thing, large mountain-style home in the forest by a lake, pleasant wife with no attitude, 3 to 5 kids.
You guys didn't like that one.
Well, specifically, what is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
Can you give me another record? Thank you.
What's a pleasant?
Right, you guys, for 5 minutes, you were like, thank you. He literally said, men want one thing, and he listed off 5 things. And in that moment, I realized that, like, anytime you were looking into me, anytime that you got into something that was actually interesting, you're like, okay, parents grew up poor, came from a communist country, mom grew up uneducated. Somehow this kid's a millionaire. Boring. Okay.
What do I need to? I'm not here to fucking suck your dick. I don't care.
In sales for his clients. He made a bunch of money on the internet. Boring. And then I go to this, and you guys talk about this for 5 minutes.
I'm here to talk about interesting stuff. I'm not here to have.
You're here to talk shit. You're here to talk shit.
Yeah. No, I'm here. I want to. I think what's important, what's interesting, is that we talk about the places where we conflict. I think it's great that you're an immigrant and you came to America and succeeded. It's like, great. What do you want me to do? Suck your dick?
Ethan, no. Is it not more interesting that my parents came here to escape communism? They could barely speak the language, and I lifted my family out of poverty and turned us into multimillionaires. Is that not more interesting than me saying men want one thing? And
yes, but it's uncontroversial. Why would I want to discuss that? Tell me, what is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
Sebastian, can I ask
you know what an interesting conversation is? Do you think an interesting conversation entails someone just sucking your dick and doing a puff piece? I think that is what you think it is based on your podcast.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've done interesting stuff, and we could have interesting conversations.
Tell me, you wrote it. What is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
I'm just saying, Ethan, that there is a lot of interesting conversations that don't have to be controversial. But you don't know that because your entire brand is based on controversy.
No. I'm having an interesting conversation.
What's his job?
Based on our differences of opinion.
Right. What's his job?
So do you have a difference in opinion? You don't want a pleasant wife?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want a wife with attitude?
Ethan? What does attitude mean?
A wife that nags, a wife that talks back to you, a wife that remarks at you and says sly comments. Do you want that in your house?
Right. Well, do you think that when a woman quote unquote nags, that's just like an inherent quality of women? Because you act like it's kind of right. Because you act like there would never be a reason for a woman to bother you about anything. Like your significant other would never have a legitimate reason to quote nag you.
I would never want my wife to call me weird names or like make remarks towards me. Yeah, like I would never want her to say that I'm stupid or I don't look good or just
of
have an
course.
attitude
Well, that's
with
just
me.
me.
If I ask her to do something,
That's not
to
nagging.
do something, I wouldn't want her to have an attitude with me and I would want her to act and speak to me as if we're on the same team, the same way that I would do that for her.
Yeah, but that's obvious. You're saying I don't want her to call me ugly. I mean, that's just mean. That's just like a toxic relationship. That's nothing to do with pleasant wife with no attitude. Sometimes an attitude is warranted, right? Like you got a little attitude with me today. And that's cool, right? Because that's warranted because it's a little bit contentious, our conversation. So sometimes an attitude is justified, right?
I don't know. It depends on the scenario.
Okay. So it depends on the scenario. So is there ever a scenario that you would have with your significant other that would warrant her to have an attitude with you?
I mean, yeah, I imagine if I like did something really stupid, like if I don't know, I would never do this because I'm not a cheater, but I could imagine if I cheated, she'd have an attitude, which is
I think that's putting it mildly, yeah,
but
an attitude.
I would never do that because that is not the person that I am. But yeah, I just want a pleasant wife with no attitude. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would say that most women would want a pleasant husband that has ambition and has goals, and I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, and I want that in my woman too. I want a smart woman who has ambitions and goals too. But we're all different,
you
right?
agree with me? You agree with me on one thing?
Well, no, I think that people want partners that they respect.
So you agree with me, but you just don't like my verbiage.
No, I think your verbiage of no attitude implies that women are docile creatures there to be subservient and just obey and to they're just there to make your home, right?
Well, that's just an assumption.
But it's in the language.
I mean, I love women. Women are the
I
the
didn't
most
say you don't
beautiful
love
things on
women,
this
bro.
planet. I know.
But they have a
telling you
role
about
to
who I
play.
am.
They have a role, right?
No, they're the most. Yeah, well, women and men have a role to play, of course.
Right, but they have a specific role. What is the woman's role?
It's not subservient. They don't have to be subservient to the man, but they complement the man, and a man complements a woman. They make a great team together.
Okay, you're not saying anything. What is the woman's role?
What do you mean? The woman's role in a household? Can you
in a relationship, in a household, yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I find it interesting that you're being so thoughtful about it now because I've seen millions of videos of you spitting this shit off. Like, this is what a woman needs to do. They need to be at home. They need to support the man.
I'm always thoughtful. No. I'm always thoughtful. And those videos
but it seems like something you would know.
The same thing.
Okay, go ahead. What's the woman's role?
Highly edited. Those videos are highly edited.
But you're putting them on your TikTok, bro. It's your fucking voice. It's your team. You pay people to put it on the internet to make you look cool to other dudes. That's why it's there.
Let me answer your question.
Please.
And let me just think about it so I give you a good answer.
You said women prefer to submit. Why is that funny?
Yeah, I think that's true.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
I think a girl's job is to display a lot of love and a lot of hold on. Let me get in focus.
Yes, focus.
I think a girl's job is to be the affectionate one, to be extremely affectionate and to be very loving.
You sound
and very
insecure.
patient and very understanding for their children and their husbands, and to make the children feel loved and heard. I think that's a woman's job. I think it's her job to. Women have this kind of love for their children that nobody else in the world will understand.
I love my
Men
kids.
will never understand.
No, See, that's a little crazy to me.
I'm sure you do, but I think that
you think my wife loves my kids more
ways.
than me, or differently.
No, I never said that. No, I said that they're different. I think a father and a mother will love their children differently, not more than the other, but just in different ways.
I disagree.
Father
with that.
loves.
That's crazy.
Okay, that's fine. And a father is going to want to protect his kids, and he's going to want to provide an environment where his family can feel safe. And he's also going to want to pass
being
down
muscular,
lessons
like that's not really an active role in their
pass
life.
down lessons,
Pass down lessons.
wisdom,
Okay.
wisdom to his children.
Was this a fucking
And
like
the
medieval
mother
times?
is. No, this is just nature.
We're
This is just
we're
how it's
passing
always
down
been.
wisdom. Like, of what are we doing? Sitting around a campfire singing songs and shit. I feel like
All
you're
right, Ethan. You're
All right,
you're
Ethan.
almost 40 years old.
I'm
You're almost 40
37.
years old.
Yeah.
These things that you're saying, like you're just snapping back at me. Nothing you're saying, it's not like you're not disproving me in any way. You're just saying whatever comes to your mind. You're being very
your
emotional.
opinions.
You're being very, yeah, but we're not even having a conversation. I'm just talking and you're just like spitballing off everything that I say.
Well,
like trying to correct me like a little kid. It's just very childish.
Well, you're going off into places I know I'm not gonna there are not a good topic, because you're gonna go on and explain things that are pretty obvious and uncontroversial. Like you go, I just want women to be like nice to me. I mean, you said women prefer.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
I want women to be pleasant.
Women prefer.
And I want women to. You took that however you took it. I said I want women to be pleasant with no attitude. That means if I don't want you to do something because it makes me feel whatever uncomfortable, then please don't like make it a huge deal. I think
you're okay. What? So you think women prefer to submit? This is something you've said.
Okay, so we're gonna ignore everything.
Well, what do you want? Do you want to go have a specific conversation?
I want you to stop acting. I want you to stop acting like a child. I want you to let me speak, and then we can discuss.
Women prefer to submit. Is that correct?
I think women are happier when they feel like their husbands can properly lead them, or their mans. I think women are happier when they know that the person that they're with is going to make the right decision and they don't have to worry about it. And I would say that's a form of submission in a way, yes.
What is your data on that?
I would agree. Just what I've seen in myself.
In your long 24 years.
Yes.
How many long-term relationships have you been in?
I've been in a few long-term relationships.
A few?
But I'm not going to tell you the number.
Because you've only been legally allowed to even have sex for 6 years, so.
Well, in my culture, we don't necessarily have sex. I don't know. I'm Christian and Romanian, so like we don't just date and then hook up on the first night. That's not how it works.
Okay. So in your experience, women like to be.
Most women would agree with that. Women would agree with that.
Do you talk to a lot of women?
When I'm single, yes, but most women would agree with that. And they do. They want a man that's like, hey, if my guy's if he always makes the right decision, I'd prefer to just let him do his thing.
Well, I don't want to seem presumptuous, but
I'm sure your wife is like that too, Ethan. I'm sure. I don't know. What's your wife's name? Could you tell me?
Hila.
Hila?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she's like that too, and that's a form of submission.
I don't want to be presumptuous, but there are women here. Do you guys want to talk about? Are you happier submitting?
I also like it when my partner is nice. I also like it when my partner doesn't say I'm ugly. I also like it when my partner is nice to kids and animals. I like that. I like a partner who likes my strength. I think.
What's your name?
I'm Olivia.
Can you tell me your name? So, Olivia, my question was, do you like it when your man, say you have, I don't know if you have a boyfriend or husband or whatever, but theoretically, when your man, if he were to always make the right decision and you felt inside of you that you could trust him and you didn't have to worry, would you prefer that to the alternative, which is, I don't think that my man is making the right decision right now and I'm going to have to figure this out on his behalf? Which would you prefer? And you can be honest.
I would prefer that both of us know how to do it together.
That's what I do.
I would rather have a say than not have a say.
But you're implying it's a masculine trait to be dependable, and it's not a female trait to be dependable. You see what? Like, you're not explicitly saying that, but you're asking. You're like, women want a man that could depend on. It's not as important for men though, because it's not really a feminine trait for a woman to be dependable.
No, women have to be dependable, but I
Okay,
think
so what's the
it's probably
difference?
they're just dependable. They're just dependable in
That's
different
also
ways.
European.
I would
also
imagine.
European. That's how they
I,
think.
for one, don't think that the whole submitting thing is right.
It's not American.
I prefer
'cause
partnership.
It's European, Asian. It's more his.
That's Lena, by the way. She's a woman.
Okay, so you guys, you ladies prefer partnership. That's fine. Then just imagine a scenario where you're with a husband, and for every single decision that he has to make, he's going to come and consult you for every single thing. He's like, "Hey, babe, what do you think about this?" Like he
Well,
has
it
no
depends-
sense of leadership or direction.
If it concerns both of
You
us,
really
or
want
not.
that.
If it's something that's just in his life,
Important
he can
stuff.
handle himself. But
Important
if
stuff.
it concerns me, I'd like to know about it. I'd like to get my
Yeah.
input on it.
I think it's actually fascinating that you bring that up. Like, why would you want your man to consult you? Because he thinks you're an equal and values your opinion on things. I mean, are you saying, oh, I don't want to ask my wife what gum I should chew right now? Or like, what are you talking about? Because it's obvious that in big life decisions, you should consult your partner.
Look, my girlfriend, she trusts me. If I
Mine
say
too.
it's a better decision for us to financially do this or to wait until we do this,
Right.
I will tell her, I'll explain it to her, and she'll give me suggestions. Sometimes she'll trust me sometimes and not give me suggestions. I'll be open with her. And if she does give me a suggestion, I'm not just going to toss it in the trash. No, I'm going to listen to her and honor her. I don't think that we are really disagreeing on much here. I think that we're literally just splitting hairs.
Right, but okay, so then what's interesting is that you are appealing to this red-pilled community. This is, if you go to your TikTok, if you go to your YouTube, this is your identity. You're getting these men and you're telling them that this is the alpha way of life. And when you say that we're not that different, I do agree, and we kind of both understand, which is the obvious what makes a good relationship and stuff, but the way you paint it online is you say women are submissive. And then what you just said is like, when you have to make a financial decision, it's your decision, right? But you'll ask, but you'll take, but she's in no position to make that decision, right? That's ultimately your decision. That's you.
I don't think that we're that similar. I think that we're just agreeing about this specific thing. Just to correct you there. And then I don't know what you asked me. What
you're presenting your opinion in a way that I think is harmful to men specifically, actually, because women know better, right? And I think some women have a traditional.
Well, Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan, let me just say something. Most of your content, most of your audience used to be men, and now it's not. Now a majority of your audience is women, and my audience looks up to me. They're inspired by me, and I've had conversations with plenty of men, older, younger, same age, that have said that I've changed their life for the better. They feel happier. They feel better about themselves, and they're in a much better position in life right now because I've inspired them. Most of my audience is males. So I don't think you can say that I'm not a good role model for men when your audience used to literally be mostly men.
Okay.
And over time, men have stopped watching you because they don't look up to you in any way. You're not a role model to these men. They don't want to consume your content. Your content is very hateful. It's uninspiring.
Okay.
My content is very inspiring. So hold on. I'm almost done. And you can respond.
Go ahead.
I've been in, to give you an example, I've been in a car with someone before that he stopped me, and he works for me now, but he said, Sebastian, my father was never around. I don't have any older brothers. I don't have anyone to look up to. You're literally the only person I've ever looked up to. And you have made me such a better person. I've gotten in the gym. I've taken care of myself. I've started a business, and now I'm making good money. And this kid who was 18 was crying in front of me when I met him for the first time.
How many
because I was that much of a role model to
I've
him.
had people cry when they meet me. Probably more than you.
Yeah, but probably not because you inspired them. Probably just because you're famous. And
you think people just cry
Ethan,
because I'm famous?
I'm just saying.
People shed tears for me, bro. They're a mess.
I don't think that you would even disagree with me when I say that I'm a much better role model at 24 for men than you are at 37.
Okay, good. I'll come back. By the way, my audience is like 50-50 male and female. But you're right. It used to be majority men. But let me go back to what you said. You said because a lot of men look up to you, you're more qualified to talk about what's good for men.
I didn't say that.
Oh, so what was your point?
I didn't say that. I said I said I'm a better role model for men, and I don't think you're a role model for men at all.
Right. Because I have a more women audience. Is that,
no,
but that's
because
what you
men
said.
don't look up because you used to. You used to have a more male audience, and now you don't.
I
and that's because
alienated.
men have no reason to look up to you.
Right. Well, a lot of people looked up to Hitler. Does that mean he was right?
No, of course not. But I'm not Hitler.
No,
I'm not
of course.
crazy.
It's an extreme example, but just because you have people that look up to you doesn't make you right.
I mean, yeah, that was just a very poor example. That doesn't really that doesn't prove you right or anything.
So what? Okay, so this is good. What do you think makes you a better role model than me?
I encourage men to exercise, and I lead by example. Okay.
Exercise. What if I told you exercise is not
the
most important?
The second thing is I encourage men to become financially independent, and there's plenty of ways you can do that leveraging the internet. Okay. You've seen it because you've done it yourself. So you know that I'm right. And there's plenty of ways to do it as well. And I encourage men to do that instead of the alternative, which is going and getting a job that they might regret later in life. And they do that. Okay. I also encourage men to not be a degenerate, not sleep around with a bunch of girls, and to get one girl, to be loyal to that girl, and to build a family with her. That's what I encourage men to do. Okay, so those three things are very, very important for me, among others as well. But those are, I would say, like the most important ones.
Okay, and that makes you a better role model than me. How?
Because you don't do that. You don't promote exercise. You spread a bunch of hate. You don't love anyone. Your whole entire worldview is negative. You're like you don't spread love. Like,
wait, what do you mean? I don't love anyone?
I meant to say that you don't spread love.
Only
like, your
I'm
entire
about the pinks.
worldview is extremely negative.
Okay. Do you think that?
Do you disagree? Like, do you?
No, I
do.
do.
Really,
I do.
like,
I do. I think
wrong.
I think you can observe that I criticize a lot of people, right? But the people I criticize, I think, are very worthy of being criticized. For example, Andrew Tate, I think, is just doing untold damage to a whole generation of men. But do you think that there's other ways to inspire people other than going to the gym and doing drop shipping and shit like that?
How do you think that you inspire people, Ethan? Do you believe you inspire people?
I wouldn't presume to do that much, you know what I mean? But I do think probably there's people. I wouldn't presume to even make that assumption, though. You know.
Ethan, the thing is you.
It's a little bit of hubris, isn't it? It's a little bit of hubris to look at yourself as a savior like that.
No, I don't. You criticize everyone.
It's not really my goal either. I'm an entertainer.
Except yourself.
I'm not a self-help
guy.
Right, you're not a self-help guy.
I mean, I'm an entertainer. I'm not a self-help guru.
You hit it. That's
Sure. Yeah. I mean, not. Okay. Anyway.
Let me show you this, dude.
What I'm trying to say.
This is going to blow your fucking mind. Ethan inspired me to lose weight. I'm under 200 pounds. Please, someone mayo up their dome. Look at, I inspired this man right here. That's a picture. That man, he would cry if he ever met me, boy. I'll tell you what, tears, kisses, and hugs, man. And I'll be like, I love you, dude.
There's an inspiration right there.
That's very inspirational.
Good job. You inspired one person. Good job.
So you think he's the only one out there?
He inspired me.
No,
he told me I can't do jokes today.
I think you should lead by example.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you think making people laugh is people laugh is important?
About comedy.
Yeah.
I don't think that you make people laugh. I don't think that you're
okay, come on.
That's it. That's it.
I mean, come on. Like, you might not think I'm funny, but we get 1 million views per podcast. We're one of the most important. We're one of the most biggest podcasts in the world. Like, you can't say that I don't make people laugh.
Oh God.
Like, even if you don't find me funny, that's kind of a crazy thing to say.
Your brand has been on a downtrend for the last 2 years. Your brand is dying.
That's not true, is it?
Your tweet got less likes. You got like 300 likes.
I tweeted directly to you, dummy. It wasn't a public tweet. It was literally, I tweeted directly to you. You understand how Twitter works, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I do.
So then why would that get a lot of likes?
Your brand is dying.
Why would that get a lot of likes?
And it's going to continue dying because of the type of content that you push.
It's not really dying, though, is it?
There's a lot of yes, it is.
In what way is it dying?
People have consistently unsubscribed from your channel.
And so people unsubscribing, this one metrics proves that my brand is dying.
No, and the overall reputation that you have in the YouTube community. And when I looked up your name to just do research on who you are, because I don't know who you are, there is no shortage of videos talking about
you
how
don't know who
your
I am.
brand. You used to be so much more popular, and you used to be funny back in the day, but now you're like this
I used to be funny.
person that spreads a ton of hate. And
Wait,
yes,
you
I
don't know
think
who
people
I
like
am.
that.
Did you know who I am when you made that TikTok saying I'm the worst person in the world and that I'm dumb?
I know who you are.
Well, hold
yes.
on, because you
don't
looked me
know
up
all of these
after I
people.
reached out, and it was after that video. It seems that you made a lot of presumptions about me.
No. I know. I've known who you are, but I've never like watched or consumed your content.
Okay. You just know
Like I
that
don't
I'm
know
the
you
worst.
as a person.
You
I don't know you as a person. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm quoting you.
Sebastian,
You said
can
that
I pull
about
up your
yourself.
analytics? Your shit's on the down curve, brother. Your career is going down to the fucking dumps, bro. I mean, that is a
What the
colossal dump, bro.
That's off the cliff.
And I mean, at least mine is like pretty flat. But that is treacherous, man. You are going down like the Titanic, brother. That is rough.
That's brutal.
Can you get hold on? Yeah. So yeah, my analytics are down because I haven't posted content. I posted a video with my mom that I knew wouldn't do well, and I just posted a video yesterday. So yes, I know my analytics are down. I'm taking a little bit of a break from YouTube because I've been getting a lot of heat on the internet. So I just wanted to take a step back. That's why they're down.
It's tough being out there as a creator, huh? I don't think you're gonna make it. If you have thin skin like that. I mean, that's why it's going down.
I think I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. Ethan, if I can interject
right.
in his behalf, I think he's going to do better than all of us together.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy.
Not you and me, him.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Yeah, but I
That's just
disagree.
my
I mean,
opinion.
our podcast is continually in the top charts of the most popular podcasts in the world, and our viewership is phenomenal. I don't know if what you know is normal viewerships for a podcast, but regularly getting 1 million views on a podcast, and we post 4 or 5 times a week. That's pretty impressive, don't you think?
That's incredible.
Like clearly, people like the show.
They wouldn't watch it if they.
Sure. Yeah. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Yeah,
atheist.
you got viewers.
Checkmate.
Okay, cool. Listen, let's see. I have other things I want to talk to you about.